So Wednesday was a day of economic shock in Alberta. The disastrous NDP budget was reverberating around the province. Companies were literally laying off people by the hundreds in response. So what did the NDP want to talk about that day in the legislature? Well, as you know, backbench government MLAs are allowed to ask questions in question period. They're obviously scripted. The government backbencher reads what they're told to read, and the government minister reads the prepared answer. So take a look at this softball question lobbed at Brian Mason, the NDP Minister of Transportation, by some nameless NDP backbencher.
Aside from 6-laning and 8-laning the highway, can the minister please inform the chamber what other methods of congestion management this study will be considering?
Thanks very much, Mr. Speaker. Well, one of the things that we need to do is consider it as a transportation corridor rather than merely a highway, and that the objective of that corridor is to move people and goods, not necessarily vehicles. So we have to look at different alternatives. The high-speed train between Edmonton and Calgary is something that we're beginning to ask about.
Say what? The NDP is throwing Alberta into its deepest debt in history. It's taxing and spending and borrowing. It's killing private sector jobs by the thousand. And they're now thinking of building a high-speed train. That's not even in their budget. It's an extra. It's an add-on. But this wasn't a gaffe. This is a scripted question and a scripted answer. The Alberta NDP wants to build a bloody monorail. They truly think Albertans are as stupid as the people of Springfield in the cartoon The Simpsons.
You know, a town with money's a little like the mule with a spinning wheel. No one knows how he got it, and danged if he knows how to use it.
Mule.
The name's Lanley, Lyle Lanley. And I come before you good people tonight with an idea. Probably the greatest... Oh, it's not for you. It's more of a Shelbyville idea.
Now, wait just a minute. We're twice as smart as the people of Shelbyville. Just tell us your idea and we'll vote for it.
All right. I tell you what I'll do. I'll show you my idea. I give you the Springfield Monorail. I've sold monorails to Brockway, Ogdenville, and North Haverbrook, and by gum, it put them on the map. Well, sir, there's nothing on earth like a genuine, bona fide, electrified 6-car monorail.
Yeah, high-speed trains don't work. They're always massive economic failures. They're make-work projects for transit unions, of which Brian Mason used to be a member. They're make-work projects for lobbyists and train manufacturers like corporate welfare basket case Bombardier. They're make-work projects for bureaucrats. They're get-rich schemes for people who speculate on the land that will be expropriated for the trains. But they don't ever actually work for taxpayers, ever. They always lose money. Take Toronto's latest disaster. Just a few months ago, they opened up a $1 billion train from the Toronto Pearson Airport to the downtown subway station. That train is 90% empty. Nobody takes it. The train's losing $1 million a week, but so what? A lot of lobbyists got rich building it. A lot of transit union types are getting rich every day off it. That's its purpose. It's 90% empty, but it's helping politicians and bureaucrats. Now, Japan has high-speed trains because it has 130 million people, and they need trains just to move people around. It's not even a cost thing. It's a crowded thing. 130 million Japanese people in a country half the physical size of Alberta. Alberta has 4.2 million people. Who on earth would take a train between Edmonton and Calgary? That's a 3-hour drive. You'd drive it. Even if you could do the train ride in 2 hours, the hassle on each end would eat up that time. You'd still have to get to the train station on one end and then go to where you're going from the train station on the other. It makes no sense. There's buses and even flights between the two cities if you don't want to drive. This is a disaster. It is a stupid idea. Even the Alberta government itself acknowledges it's a stupid idea. An all-party committee studied the idea just last year and concluded it would cost up to $7 billion to build this train, and it would burn up $120 million a year. So double those numbers in real life. There's nothing stupider for a government to do when money is falling from the sky, but to deliberately bring up this monstrous idea the day after a disaster budget The day after a record deficit budget, the day when literally thousands of Albertans are being laid off because of the NDP's gross incompetence and overspending, it's not just wrong, it is immoral. On Tuesday, Budget Day, we saw what happened when a social worker was made finance minister. Well, on Wednesday, we saw what happened when a bus driver union member was made transportation minister. And all of this is happening under a government led by an anti-oilsands activist who was accidentally made premier. Sign our petition. We've got to call off Rachel Notley and her mad dogs. We've got to tell them to stop. And if they won't stop, we've got to do everything we can democratically to stop them. Sign our petition now at www.savealbertajobs.ca.